easy go.
What's up YouTube, it's ISSxICEE coming at you with a high kill solo game, easy solo game, being aggressive and getting as many kills as I could in a warm-up game. Let's get straight to it. So in this solo game I decided to drop Paradise Palms, newest addition to season 5 map. So when you're going for a good solo kill game, you want a lot of good loot and you want to play aggressive, you can either go here or Tilted Towers, but I prefer here just because you have a better chance of survival, and to me this place has way better loot than Tilted. You always want to go, you don't want to just pick a set building, you want to fly around the place, glide around the place and look for a gun. Right here I don't know what I was doing, I thought I could jump on top of these bushes, but here's where I get my first kill. I see him through the window, so I play smart, go down low. It's a noob, so it's a pretty easy kill. And when you find a shield at this type of place, there's a lot of people, so you want to go ahead and drink it instead of looking for minis. I know at Tilted, a lot of people hold the big shield and try to find 2 minis because Tilted's a pretty big place with a lot of chests. So it's pleasant, but the buildings are pretty spaced out. Also, what you want to do is you want to farm quick mats and get ready for fights. And this is where I got half of my kills in the beginning of the game to start expanding to the next places. So I believe that there's someone right here, yep, and he's probably not that good. I decided to push him because he stopped shooting at me. He tries to run away. Pretty new player, another easy kill. Once I've gotten this kill, I don't want to spend too much time looting. I hear a lot of shooting outside. I'll muted the game audio so you guys can hear me more clearly. I got a new mic coming in, so now I'm using my old mic, but you still want to get more mats. I'm pretty low on mats, and there's a lot of people still out there. I guess I was adding somebody to the party at this point. That's why I stopped. And someone's on this next house, 2 houses over, so I'm going ahead and getting mats. I heard them. I heard fights over there. Main building it's still people over there too. I'm still getting mats. Just getting ready for the next fight because there are multiple fights, and if you're going third party, you need mats because you never know, you can end up getting double teamed because they didn't know someone third party. So now I'm just looking for people. I got a good amount of mats. I knew there were people towards the second building over there. I just want to figure out how I'm going to approach because I hear the shooting. I think I killed maybe 2 or 3 people over here, we'll see. But also in solos, I would recommend using tactical shotguns so you can keep spraying instead of using a pump because, you don't have teammates to ask for ammo for like a secondary small bullet, and that was a pretty easy kill. He had good loot. I don't know why he tried that. Seemed like a decent player, but guess not. And you always want to carry 2 healables. You'll see that later in the game. You always want to carry 2 healables when you're running solos, unless you are the building type, which I am, but I just carry 2 healables anyways. If you can protect yourself from getting hit, a lot by, if you win your battles, your build battles or whatnot, then maybe you don't need to carry 2 healables, but that is when you're very experienced. Me on the average, I carry 2 healables. I don't see myself as, a pro player. I'm just an average Fortnite player, pretty decent. But at this point, I got 3 kills. I don't hear any more shooting. Still looking for the next person. And I found another shield. Go ahead and drink that. No, I'm not going to carry any RPGs because I'm not going to use them. I use snipers more than I use explosives. Explosives, I recommend using explosives if you're not the build type because explosives just negate building. If you're just spamming C4s or RPGs or, that sort against a good player, you have a good chance of winning. They're going to eventually run out of mats, which you spam like miniguns, just spamming things that counteract building. If you're not at the building level yet, helps. It's annoying, and once they run out of mats, it's a one-on-one fight. Shotgun fights, you have 50% more chance of winning. So yeah. So at this point, halfway through the start of the game, Paradise is pretty much empty. There's one guy to my left that was pretty hard to see. I heard him. I didn't really see him at first in the game, but I heard him. He had a lot of high ground, but luckily he wasn't a very experienced player, so I jumped off, took quite a bit of fall damage, and just killed him because he had no clue where I was at. He wasn't, very experienced in my opinion. But this is where I dropped my bolt for extra meds, and I go ahead and pop a bandage. And that was pretty much it for that kill. It was pretty easy. 4 kills at this point. Pretty much going for it. I got some good loot, so I'm going to rotate out. And before I rotate out, there's one more guy in the corner over there by the main building. At this point, I'm leader of a clan. I got stuff to handle, so I stop a few times during the game. I keep moving, and I see someone over here still looting. So this is pretty much my 5th kill coming out of Paradise. I go ahead and take a couple shots to chip the shield. Now he's white, so I got a pretty good chance of winning this fight. I always try to chip the shield. I don't try to immediately push with a shotgun. I won't say it was, I think it might have been an experienced player. It just had a bad start. It didn't have any mats, so I'm pretty sure that's why it was so easy to kill that person. I didn't even bother trying to build better because I have a lot of mats. I've already cleared Paradise, 5 kills. Now I'm going to rotate out to one of the next aggressive places to try and find some more kills. So coming out of Paradise, it was a pretty far circle. I see a good build battle in front of me, but I'm still pretty far from the circle. But I decided to go ahead and push the build battle anyways. There's some people over here that I'm like, well, I'll go ahead and get the loot, get some extra kills. Pretty easy. I'm looking around. This guy's still looting. I underestimated this player. I didn't think he was very good because he was just sitting there looting, no building around him. So I decided to go ahead, like he's killing me in this build battle. But once I take the high ground back, he didn't stand a chance. My aim was on point. This is why I prefer using tax. He had the high ground like the entire fight. Once you take the high ground once, you don't have to keep building. Take a couple shots. Maybe they can take the high ground. Just take a couple shots. See, this guy, he kept going for the high ground. Didn't care that I was shooting him. And then he was only 1 shot after this. Like, he has so much high ground. I'm not even trying to build at this point. But I know I have 1 more shot. I let him get 1 shot in so I can get the high ground once and for all. But he gets the high ground, so I'm like, he's low. Can't have too many mats. So I'm just going to spray down this ramp. And that's another kill. Storm is coming. I have 6 kills at this point. I decided to drop the mini because it's 1 mini versus 2 big pods. I need one of the big shields. No, I don't remember if I had a mini right there. But I see the storm is coming, so I go ahead and bounce pad off all of that. And I go ahead and push towards the circle and look for more kills. So I finally make it out of the circle. I see a player over here decide to push by the Tiki Man with the rifts. He was over here just chilling, looting. I don't know what he was doing. But I decide to push him. He comes around the Tiki. I don't even try to chip his shield. I just immediately go for the high ground because the last fight, the last build battle I was in, I was getting killed on the high ground. I ended up spraying with the drum gun. I spray him down with the tack and the drum gun for an easy kill. Easy 7th kill. There's 4 people left. I see 1 more person over there southwest after I'm done looting and medding up. I go ahead and drink this last big shield. Pick up the minis for quick shields in a fight. And I'm looking for my next person, and I hear like shooting southwest, and this player was alone, just like launching grenades, or maybe he killed someone over there. I'm not really sure. I wasn't looking at the kill feed at this point. I was just looking for kills. But I'm looking around. I see him running southwest, and I'm thinking there's someone up on that mountain, but the whole time he was shooting grenades from that far at me. So I've already chipped a little bit of his shield. I decided to push, going for that 8th kill to have 3 people left and go for that double-digit solo. So I go ahead and push up. These trees were kind of blocking my way through the entire fight. I decided to keep out my tack and not spray with the drum gun because he's not building. He's just sitting here shooting. I have to crouch under this tree. I spray him down a couple times with the tack. I don't know what he was doing at this point. He was just launching grenades. Maybe he didn't have ammo or ARs, or I don't know. He didn't have a shotgun, I don't think. He had ammo, but I don't know what this player was doing. I go ahead and pick up an extra med kit. At this point, I'm looking for those 2 kills. Once we get to the last 2 people, I sort of play a little more smart. I want to get the double-digit solo, but I also want to take a rest and be easy on it, because I don't want to get double teamed at the end of the game, you know, blowing through mats, one person kills you and then the other person wins the game. So at this point, I come over here and I get by a rift, just in case I do get double teamed. I get by a rift, build me a little base, a little 1x1, nothing special, nothing too out of the ordinary that a player would push. I'm still looking for that. It's 3 people left, not including me. So I am looking for one of those 3, because it won't necessarily be a double team. But once he dies, I decide to build a 1x1, because everyone seems to be camping right now at this point. And I don't want to run out in the middle of the circle and get pushed by, you know, 3 solos, 2 solos. So I'm still looking around, hoping someone's coming out the storm. Unfortunately not, so I decided to build a little 1x1 and scout from here. At this point, I'm wishing I have a bolt. I wish I would have dropped the AR for the semi-auto over there. I'm wishing I would have dropped the AR for the semi-auto over there and kind of have a scope to look out, even though semis are not the best option for snipers, but it would have helped anyways. But at this point, I'm just chilling in 1x1, talking to my clan. Now it's a 1v1v1. So I don't want to get pushed by both solos, and I don't want to get sniped. So I'm kind of chilling back. I'm thinking I can still get the 10 kill. I can still get the 10 kill solo, chilling back. And while I'm chilling over here, there's a player, a John Wick, pretty good player, like very good. I honestly thought he was gonna kill me, but luckily I had the rifts. So he's gonna come up in a minute from the left. And right now I'm still sitting, scouting, trying to find the last 2 players, so I have a sight on both. Because if I have a sight on both, then I know who to push first, or I can, you know, let them fight it out. But I also want that double-digit solo. So I'm still looking around, still talking to my clan, and around this point, they're just camping. But actually, they weren't. The John Wick was actually out in the open, looking for, you know, the last 2 players. The wait was actually longer than I expected, but finally the John Wick to the left finally pushes. So I'm like, I haven't lost a single build battle. He already had a lot of high ground, so I don't know what I was thinking at this point. But I'm like, you know, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm feeling confident. I haven't lost a build battle. I got a lot of mats, and it wouldn't let me build for a minute, because I was in the middle of the stair. So I decided to push up to the right. This guy was good. Like, he was countering everything I was doing. I start to get low on health. I'm choking. You know, it's a late game situation. I'm getting nervous, heart beating fast, so I decide I'm out. And he chipped a lot of my shield. And at that point, there was also another player to the right from where I was at who decides to push him. So I'm like, yes, I can let them fight it out in third party to get the easy 10 kill, double-digit solo win. So I go ahead and try to land towards the middle of the circle, just in case this fight lasts longer than expected, which it did, and the storm would set in, and the storm takes 10. The John Wick actually saw me, so I decided to back up a little bit towards the valley. So I go ahead and met up from the damage he took or whatnot, and I started to go towards the middle of the circle after I met up. So at this point, I'm thinking, let's not run out in the open, even though it's a 1v1 over there. Let's build a little base. The John Wick, I'm choking on my building because I'm so focused on the fight that's going on over there. I start to make a little 1v1, get a little bit of high ground to try to take some shots from here. As a John Wick, I heard the RPG, so I didn't even bother trying to edit out. I try to back up a little bit because he's pushing. He was a pretty good player. He had the high ground on him while he was also focused on me, trying to get some hits on me with the RPG and kill me. But I built a little 1x1. He also has a bolt, so I'm trying not to peek too much. I see the player run around on the bottom, but I'm only focused on the John Wick who was focused on him. John Wick is a pretty good player. I'm thinking if I don't get the 10 kill solo, I'd rather be in a 1v1 with the other guy than the John Wick, because he already showed me what he can do. He was pretty much counteracting everything I was doing before I jumped through the rift. He shot that RPG a little too high, because when I built all those extra walls behind me, he thought I was back there from when he shot the RPG that I jumped back there, but I still continue to try to push. I'm trying not to peek too much, so I crouch or stay behind the wall so he can't get a bolt snipe off. He was sniping at me and still focusing on the other player, but eventually the other player challenges him a little bit, gets up on the high ground, and I get a few shots over here and I chip both of them. Here comes the other player because the John Wick is solely focused on me right now and not the other player, but he hears the other player building, jumps over there, misses completely with an RPG. The other player has the high ground, not paying attention to me, so I get one shot off. He's white. The storm sets in 20 seconds, so one of the players, the John Wick, tries to get down. I'm trying to get some shots off, chip him a little bit more, hoping he doesn't have extra meds for the 1v1 that's about to happen, that I'm thinking is about to happen. I'm thinking, and why am I not running towards the storm? I know the storm takes 10, but I'm thinking I'm going to kill one of these guys first. I see the guy at the bottom, and I see the John Wick come around, kill the John Wick, and unfortunately I couldn't get the last bullet off. But that wasn't a 10 kill solo game, just easy solo dub high kill.